Hello, beautiful people. Give me a second to prepare the sail here. I'll be right with you. So, some training today. What can we learn together? Hey, Boom, welcome, first in line. How have you been? How cold is it where you live, man? Here we've been freezing. Good, 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 good. Yeah, I slept for like 2 or 3 hours. I'm still not at my prime, but you know, I'll survive. Always nice to be playing this game with good people watching or playing with me, so I'm gonna make it. Did you bring your notebook? Dude, is that even feasible? Can this be done? Hello, Kisha, little bunny. How are you? How are you, you little poop? Hello, hello, guys. Welcome to the trading stream. Throw us a like. You want to support the effort, and as soon as we have some people in here, I'll start talking stuff about the game and how it works and so on and so forth. Saberinho! What's up? Well, that depends on what you're shocking it with. I was sure I forgot about this dickhead here. Oh my god. The tryhardism is real. Hey KK, welcome my dude, how are ya? Glad to have you here. Very good sub. Boom, don't worry man, I'll be reading the chat constantly. It's not like I will be doing anything that demands too much attention. And any question that drops, I will answer it, but I'll keep going. I'll keep explaining specific mechanics so we can hopefully optimize. Please have your game open in case you spot something that you want addressed or you want to ask something about anything, really. And we will analyze it. We'll be fine. Hello, hello, and welcome. Hey, Brian, my man. Yeah, we got a patch today. They did some work. I have to give it to them, man. They did some work. So, I'll be doing most of the breaking down here in Leyendell because it's kind of quiet and the music is soothing and we have a grace right here to swap items. Yeah, don't worry, man. It's all cool. Brian, I have a thing in my head that attracts them. Hey, Ryan, what's up, man? How have you been? Came here for the infos? Hey, Otto, welcome, welcome. I think you're new people, right? Don't think we had you here before. Very nice to see new faces. Okay, guys, today's stream will be mostly me explaining mechanics, stats, methods, and all that stuff. But moving forward, we can be playing some areas. Oh man, my camera is gonna make my life hell here. Yes, Kisa, indeed. I'll put it here and hope for the best. Okay, now my head is on my ass. That's excellent. So, guys, I suppose not every single one of you had the luxury of getting their lives devoured by Elden Ring. So I will start with the very basics. Okay, so the first thing we will be talking about is this menu screen right here. One thing that many don't know is that there is a button associated with the explanation of each and every one of these stats. Oh, Otto, thank you very much, man. That's great. I hope we can help you, man. So, as you can see at the bottom left of my screen, we have a help button. That is the touch button for the PlayStation. And we have three choices. It's the menu explanation. With the status menu, you can check your level, attributes, base stats, and more. This is pretty much what this menu is about. Then we have controls, back, swap, simple view, and help. And then, and most importantly, we have explanation. And with this, we can go over every single stat and every single resistance, damage type, health, FP, or stamina pulse, and read what it is. We go to Vigor, for example, it says attribute governing HP, also affects fire resistance and immunity. Mind, attribute that determines FP, also affects focus. Then someone might say, what is focus? You go down here to resistances, you go to focus, your resistance to sleep and bouts of madness. The higher the number, the lower your susceptibility, governed by your attributes as well as defensive gear and any other effects. So in here there is a lot of information that many people do not understand, but if you hit explanation, and then if you hit help and then explanation, you can understand what it is. Poise, for example, is one thing that people don't understand. The degree to which you can resist collapsing under enemy attacks. That is, whilst you're animating an attack or action, they will hit you, and you will be thrown out of that action. There is another statistic tied to this interruption process, and it's called hyper armor, but that's pretty advanced, and we will get into this later. Another thing that many people don't understand is why they keep upgrading their weapons and their damage is still bad. As you can see here, I'm using two Uchi. The right Uchi is 645 damage and the left Uchi is 654 damage, which is pretty insane considering they're two weapons and I'm getting 2 hits per swing, like so. No, that's, oh my god. That's it, this is the one. So, one click produces this, 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 and this. Keep in mind, when you see an attack like this one that goes for a thrust, this is piercing damage, although the weapon is primarily slash damage. So if you have a weapon that you know is susceptible to pierce and not slash, you can either go through the combo to reach this attack, or you can just perform a heavy that is also a piercing attack. According to what weapon you're using, every single one of these attacks in the string will be different, okay? So this is Uchi, you might be using something else, like for example, let's say, the Darkmoon Greatsword, okay? It's primarily slashing attacks, okay? When you go on the weapon, you can see that it says Darkmoon Greatsword +9, it's a greatsword, standard, and pierce attacks. Okay, pierce attacks are the attacks that are performed like stabs, and standards are the attacks that are normally horizontal or vertical slashes of a kind. This is tied to what resistances you are facing. If you're facing, for example, very heavy armor, using slashing attacks with a scimitar is not going to have the same effect as using a spear or a dagger. Speaking of daggers, daggers like this, the Misericord, have a critical multiplier of 140. Weapons with a high critical modifier, when upgraded, even lower than weapons that have a lower crit modifier, will deal devastating crits. Okay, so to bring this into play and understand what I'm talking about, I'm gonna put my Uchi here and here, and we're gonna try to see some numbers. There is a much more easy to produce location here. Just give me a sec. We want an enemy that's unaware of our presence. This surely is not the place. Okay, there is no useful or useless stat, and I'm gonna give you an example. That's a very intervention. Hey Ozzy, welcome bro. Let's go to the chest and grab, for example, I'll explain that as well, Otto. Let's answer the first question first. So, let's grab this katana, for example, okay? If you see the attribute scaling down here, okay, strength E, dexterity D, arcane D. This will increase as you upgrade the weapon. Arcane is a stat that most people usually don't increase because it states it is tied to item discovery. For these weapons, for these heavy bleed uniques, arc is a scaler. So having very high arc, very high arcane will increase your damage. So it's not a throwaway attribute if you're using a weapon like this, like Rivers of Blood, for example, or like Eleonora's Pole Blade. You see the requirements on the right, attributes required, and said strength 12, dexterity 21, and arc 19, and on the left you see the scalers. The scalers are the amount at which the damage decreases when you increase a stat that is tied to them. So if you have a build like mine, I'm intelligence mostly. As you can see here, 70 intelligence, and my weapons are affinity tuned for magic, I don't need arcane. For me, arcane is pretty much throwaway. But for a build that is using those weapons that scale with arcane, arcane is a most useful stat. Okay, Ozzy, have fun, man, good luck. There is no throwaway stat. Vigor will increase your health. Mind will increase your focus points, so you'll have more to spend. Endurance will increase your equipment load and stamina. Without stamina, you're not going anywhere in this game, and of course, you do not want to be running around butt naked, at least not in your first playthrough. Strength governs heavy weapons, dexterity, weapons of finesse, intelligence, spellcasting of the arcane arts, faith, incantations of wisdom arts, and arcane is your luck and scalar for such weapons. There is no stat that is bad or useless. Your builds dictate what's useless and what's not. If you're using a huge ass hammer, you want strength. Unless it scales with something else as well. Like a paladin's hammer, for example, I lose paladin very broadly, will also require faith probably to wield. There is a huge assortment of weapons in here, guys. So we have to know what we're going for, and afterwards we will put our stats in accordingly. After you beat the second shard bearer, Renala, Queen of the Full Moon, you can respec your character. Respec means you take away all these stats and you reallocate them. Your basis for starting is the starting levels of your character when you initiate it. So if you were a samurai, you can never go between the strength and dexterity that you started with. Okay, let me answer Otto first. Okay, Otto. You're talking about this physical 178 plus 45 and magic 213 plus 207? That's the question. Boom, you have to respec them. You have to go to that NPC and reallocate your stats. When you start the game, you don't know what you want to use, okay? You are thrust into this world and there is a shitload of stuff and you don't know what you're going to use. You have to respec at some point, and the game gives you around 10 chances to respec per playthrough, so you have a lot of leeway there. Okay, Otto, that's an excellent question. The number next to the damage, physical, magic and all that, the left number is the number that the weapon attains through its upgrade path. So if I had just this weapon without anyone wielding it, I would have a weapon that deals 178 physical, 213 magic. The number on the right is the scaled damage. So I get plus 45 physical from my dexterity scaling, and my dexterity is pretty low, okay? And I also get 207 points from my magic scaling, because my magic is insanely high, it's 70. So the number on the right is the extra damage you get due to scaling, because your weapon is scaling, as you can see down here, with the attribute we want. Its strength is strength, which is the worst, its strength B dexterity, and its scales B intelligence. Oz, thank you for helping Boom, man. We're doing two people at the same time. Was that understandable, Otto? Oh, excellent. That's why we're here, man. I'm gonna give you an example of this. If you see my Darkmoon Greatsword here, it says it needs 16 strength. I do not have 16 strength. As you can see, I have 12. But in this game, if you dual grip a weapon, okay, you get your strength multiplied, and you see that on my weapon icon there is no X anymore. It's totally usable, and I have, with a +9, my damage is 700. Okay, right here, the right hand slot 2. Now, if I single-handedly wield it, I have the X there. This X is giving me physical 189 minus 75 and plus 244. That's because I fill the criteria for the intelligence scale damage, that's the magic damage, but I do not fill the criteria for the strength related damage, that is the physical damage. Okay, so bottom line of all this, when a weapon has requirements, you want to fill those requirements in order to be able to use them to the best of their effectiveness. Okay, and I'm gonna hit a really early spot to demonstrate something. Boom, we're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna actually show you the place. It's not a spoiler after you've done everything, it's just a character sitting there. I'm gonna show you where you do this and it will become perfectly understandable. So, let's put the misericord here and we run an experiment. This is a very early on character. I'm gonna backstab him. It's 1414 damage, okay? 1414. This is a plus 10 special, it's maxed out. Specials go to up to plus 10 and normals go up to plus 25. Now I'm gonna pull out my dagger here. This misericord is plus 18. I'd say it's around a plus 7 if it was a special in analogy. And I'm gonna backstab this gentleman here. 1621. It's not fully upgraded and the damage numbers that we're seeing on this is 369. But it has the critical of 140 that you see here. It decimates on critical hits. That is backstabs or riposts after a parry. Okay, so guys, if you can spare the mats, make a good dagger and always have it with you when you want to take out the first enemy of an engagement with a backstab. I'm telling you, these things are deadly. The misericord is the best I have found. I don't have everything in the game, of course, but the misericord is very, very powerful and you get very early. Those are your running stats, okay? So, some of them are pretty self-explanatory. What you always want to be aware of is the last one, that lady with opened arms. This means that you got close to a stake of Marika, and that is essentially a checkpoint. Even if there is no grace there, if there is a stake of Marika, if you die, you will spawn where the stake was. That's usually close by. The first one in my case is increased defense. The second is increased FP, mana, let's say. The second to last is reduced health because I have a Baldakin's blessing because the lady hugged me. The blue circlet is that I am a member of the Hunter's Covenant. When a host is in danger and they are a member of the Covenant that asks for help, I will be summoned into cooperation to try to kill the assailant, the invader. And the middle one is tied to this. It's increased stamina recovery, like the item, the consumable, and that's because I have the green turtle charm on. Getting used to all these icons is gonna take a bit of time, but it's good to understand what's going on with the character always. Hey Solo! Okay, that's an interesting request, man, but now we're gonna do the training stream. Afterwards, hit me up on Discord, maybe we can do some 1v1. Sure. That's a good idea. Now, equipment load. You see here my equipment load. You see some numbers. The left one is the actual weight that I am carrying and the right one is my max weight. This is in units. It's not a stat, okay? So everything I have equipped takes up a bit of my carrying load. There are three tiers to that, okay? This is mid tier. I can roll like this. If I go butt naked, I have light load, and I can roll like this. I can also run a little bit faster. That's almost inconceivable. And if I go potato, if I equip like everything I can equip, I am now in heavy load, as you can see here, and that means that I have a fat roll. Gareth is much more intricate than The Witcher, man, when it comes to stats and how things upgrade. You never want to have a fat roll, people. If you are to choose between fat rolling or not having something equipped, always choose to have medium load at most. Because fat rolling doesn't take you far away enough that even if you roll through the iframes, and I'm going to explain what iframes are, you will probably be in range of the follow-up attacks. And you also consume more stamina. Hey Zeus, welcome man! Awesome to see new faces, how have you been? Grim, you might want to look into this, man. Like, I'm telling you, you want to have at least 18 endurance. 18 endurance will give you 100 stamina. That's a pretty decent amount. If you're a melee build, you want as much stamina as you can get. Don't go above 20 to 25 because you get diminished returns. But 100 plus stamina is pretty much a max. If you don't have stamina, you cannot perform actions, you will be dead in the water. This game is all about managing stamina, okay? If you are not managing your stamina, you cannot move. If you cannot move, you're going to get killed, and then you will be bitching that those Japanese guys made a very difficult game. That's gonna save you if you ever fall into sea and there's no one to pick you up, Brian. Oh, okay, Grim. Okay. That's understandable, man. Now, about the light stealth mechanics that the game brings into play. Basically, if you are crouching, you decrease your presence on all fronts. That is sound and sight. If I'm beside this gentleman here, and I'm crouched as you can see, he can't see me. Even now he can't see me. Okay. If I don't move after standing up, it's 5. If I move even a step, he will know immediately. It's a good idea to approach each engagement stealthily at first. Even if you can take away one enemy out of the equation, just one, it's one less enemy to worry about. And because this game is not Devil May Cry, you can't just slice and dice forever. Taking out the first assailant before they have a chance to retaliate is very, very important. Okay, so always pay attention and see if you can have attacks of opportunity where you can reduce the enemy presence before you engage them at all. Now I'm gonna try to get one of these guys away from the pack to try to show you something. Oh, that's a spear guy. Not the best one. Okay, what you saw there is what we call playing unlocked in these games, and that is you do not lock onto the enemy, so you don't strafe them, you have free movement, and you can go around them with precision and backstab or get an opening. Playing unlocked is a pretty advanced technique that I would not suggest new players try to utilize. It's gonna be a pain in the ass, and you will probably be swinging blindly. If you're using poking sticks, spears, for example, or S-stocks, rapiers, EPs, it's also much harder. So keep it in mind that you can play unlocked, but it's not something I would suggest when you start the game. Okay, let's see if this guy will want to play. I'm here, I'm not an illusion. Okay, that was a parry. Right before the enemy attacks me, I use my left hand parrying dagger, any weapon or shield with the parry skill on it. I take the enemy out of balance by breaking their stance. Whenever you hear that kind of thump, when you continuously attack an enemy like a boop, that means that their stance is broken. You can achieve this with heavy attacks, with relentlessly attacking, jump heavies, parries, some specials, and so on and so forth. Then you can follow up with an attack, and if you are in range, it will stab for extreme damage or perform another action if you have, for example, a dagger, and you will wreck their face. Daggers also come into the equation when it comes to those situations. If I had a Misericord instead of my Uchi, that would have dealt even more damage than my Uchi. Daggers, guys, when you go for crits, when you go for backstabs, have a dagger decently upgraded and go to town. Now, when it comes to the damage numbers themselves, here you can see that both my Moonveil and my Magic Uchi is split damage. It's physical and magic. There are weapons in this game that are even more split. I'm gonna show you an example. There is a blade that has a very long and intricate name. That is the Sword of Night and Flame. Brian, give me a sec, I'll answer you in just a sec. It deals physical, magical, and fire damage. It scales on 4 stats. Strength, badly. Dexterity, badly, because it's E and E. Intelligence D and Faith D. Of course, those improve as you upgrade the weapon. When you add all those numbers, you're looking like a pretty good amount of numerical damage. But that's not how the damage works. All enemies have resistances on all fronts, unless they have weaknesses. They have, like, an enemy that is water-based will be weak to lightning usually, but enemies on the flat, let's say, usually have resistances on every front. Every time you hit an enemy, one of these resistances increases the associated damage that you're dealing by a margin. You will lose some physical, you will lose some magical, you will lose some fire, you will lose some lightning if you have it, you will lose some holy if you have it. So having a weapon with too many kinds of split damage means that you get diminished returns on every damage type. Okay, the number might be humongous, but you are not actually dealing that much damage. Okay, I hope that's easy to grasp. Generally, prefer weapons that are up to 2 element types. Okay, if it's up to 2 element types, you will be fine. Now I want to demonstrate something about strength. You can see here that I have this Mariah's Executioner Sword, okay? And it says that it needs 24 strength. I have 12. I equip it and I still get an X. In previous Souls games, when you double grip the weapon, you get strength times 2. I think in Elden Ring, when you double grip weapons that are strength related, you get strength 1.5 times, so I'd be around 18. Let's see if we can grab a weapon that requires 18 strength. But at the moment, I'm not very happy to report that the game has some bugs. Okay, it's a huge game. It has no game-breaking bugs at the moment. Oh, look at the gargoyles. It has no game-breaking bugs at the moment. It works pretty well for an open game, but it has some bugs. There you go. Unable to use this item effectively with present attributes unless wielded with both hands. Now it requires 18. I have 12. 12 plus 50% of 12, that is 6, 18. And with 18, I can double grip the blade. Now, why would I want to use a strength weapon if I don't have enough strength? Sometimes it's just the requirement. And they don't really scale with strength or dexterity or whatever. Meet the requirements first and then upgrade the weapon and go after the scalers, not the required attributes. Hey Mango, don't worry man, this will stay on the channel for posterity. Just stay here and be cozy with us, man. You know we love you. So, that was some info on strength for the people who asked about strength earlier. Now, respecking. I'm gonna show you where you do it. We wanna be here at the Rea Lucaria Grand Library. Okay, so after you deal with Godric, you open up Liurnia, and you eventually will get to the Academy. Here in the Rea Lucaria Grand Library, you will meet a boss. Okay, I don't want to spoil it, so I'm not gonna show you. This boss can respec your stats after you defeat her. You need 2 things. the boss, and this item. Man, my inventory is packed. It might be on the keys. Yes, here it is. Material needed by Renala to grant rebirth. A larval tear. Core of a creature of mimicry known as a silver tear. As much a substance as it is a living organism. Material required by the Amber Egg created by Renala, Queen of the Full Moon, to birth people anew. Being born anew allows the reallocation of attributes boosted by leveling up. Okay. Yeah, Grim, of course, man. Boom, doesn't really matter, man. Up to that point, you haven't found anything. You're like at 10% of the game. So you will keep getting drops. I keep getting items all the time. I'm very disciplined with this RPG, so if I have a weapon and I'm going for it, I'm gonna go for it, even if I find stuff that I like and want to use. Okay. But a person who just wants to experiment with stats will be throwing materials left and right. My idea is, get a weapon, get it to the point when you're just consuming throwaway materials that your main weapon cannot use anymore because it has ascended to the next tier. Like you cannot use simple smithing stones, you can use the second tier of smithing stones and the third, the fourth, and so on and so forth. And experiment on areas that you have cleared. Okay. Do not spread your materials around, because if you spread your materials around, nothing will work. Everything will be weak. The same goes for your stats. Do not spread your stats around to try every new weapon that you find on the field. Up to the point where Renala is, you might get away with it. But late game, this game, for the two optional area bosses that you find near the end, there is no way to power through by leveling. You can be 700 level at the cap and you will still get destroyed. By that point you have to be acquainted with the mechanics, you have to get good, you have to know your gear, you have to know your summons, you have to know everything. After that, you will have a fighting chance. Now, summons. Very, very important addition to this game. Okay, cookbooks you just keep in your inventory, and when you go to Atom Crafted you have, let's say, the recipes to craft. As you get cookbooks, they're just added here. You don't have to do anything else. You pick them up, they're in here for crafting. You're good. For upgrades, up to +3, you can get upgrades done here to the Church of Ella. I'm going to show you exactly where. There's the smithing stone. And you can do upgrades here up to +3. Every other upgrade is being performed here by the blacksmith in the Table of Lost Grace. The two things you need is the materials and the runes. The materials become accessible as you progress the game. You will not be finding the final materials at the beginning of the game, as you probably understand, right? That's pretty much the basis of everything though, Grim. Also, if you find a seller like this, and he's selling numbered items, like let's say he has 5 of the Forcalling Fingers, okay? Try to buy them. Buy them all. Farm around the area and buy his cracked pots, buy his cookbooks, buy anything that is numbered. Items being numbered means that he has only set amount of them, okay? But those are usually items that will not drop in the world when it comes to gear, stoneward kits, the monocle that you hear, the telescope, especially cracked pots and tools that they sell. They're pretty unique stuff. So always buy them, even if it takes you farming the area for a bit, resting at the grace, and then reinitiating. It's a good idea because eventually you will clear them up and you won't have to remember where you found something and have to come back to grab it again. long term, you might want to use something and you have no idea where you left it or where it was when you, well, didn't pick it up. So make a conscious effort and always exhaust their inventory. Mango, did you get it, man? I don't remember if I asked you. Now, for attacks. Things that people usually don't understand. Every weapon is usable in this game. From the Ultra Greatsword Colossus kick your ass boss sword to the tiny dagger. Everything is usable, okay? Some weapons are lower skill ceiling, like my Moonveil Katana has these attacks that are usually considered OP. They take away some FP, they're powerful, yeah, the weapon, it has a low entry point, that's absolutely true. Brian, if you didn't get a specific edition of the game that included the player's handbook, I don't think so. You can find it online for sure. And there are other weapons, as I was saying, that require a more steep learning curve. So I'm gonna use, for example, this S-Stock. Come on, man. Okay, I'm gonna use this S-Stock. Now the S-Stock is a piercing weapon. Okay? Totally different from the Uchi. With the S-Stock, you know that you're going for range, and you can also use the S-Stock whilst you're safe behind the shield. Pointy weapons give you that ability, be it spears, or S-Stocks, EPs, rapiers, all that stuff. Okay. If you feel like using a shield, if you feel like going tanky, grab yourself a good spear or a weapon like this and get a shield that has a high stat on the guard boost. Here. The heavier the shield, the more stable it is. You can also reinforce stability with some Ashes of War. Okay, and some spells. Hey Zans. The rune exploit, man. We're not here to farm runes, bruh. We're explaining the mechanics. Some of them are pretty self-explanatory, man. If it is a fire lizard and you have a weapon that inflicts cold, you're good to go. If you're in water and there is a water creature, you'll use lightning. If it's a frost creature, you can use fire. But you don't really want to upgrade according to that. You want to upgrade what you find easy to use, get well acquainted with it, learn how to use it properly, and then it will probably work for the vast majority of the instances if you know how to use it. That's the point I wanted to make. There are no bad weapons, especially new players will see weapons that are impressive and will be like, oh, you have that weapon, I have no chance, like, oh, that weapon is great and I have that piece of shit. That doesn't apply in Soulsborne. All weapons have their uses. Okay, so a rapier, for example, or this S-Stock will probably have less damage than the Uchi, for example. I give you a random example. But it will have a pointy attack that gives you range and it's safer to use. Make sense? Power stancing now. If you want a power stance, you have to be using two weapons of the same kind with very, very few exceptions. Okay, so I'm using two Uchi. This is my standard R1 combo. Okay, and when I click L1, I am performing power stancing moves because I'm using two katana. To be using two katana and be able to power stance and use them correctly, you have to feel the requirements. Okay, that is extremely important. I'm going to explain what I mean. I'm going to take out of here a very powerful katana. The Hand of Millennia, pretty late game item. I do not have the dexterity for it. You cannot wield it effectively with your current stats. So my damage here is going to suffer. As you can see, the weapon boasts 170 damage and I'm losing 46 out of the gate. I don't have the strength, I don't have the dexterity, the weapon will not perform. Okay, if you want to make the best of it, in order to power stance, you need to have covered your stats. Also, very important, and people have been asking me on my guides, and I think the question is kind of strange, but anyway, if you're using 2 weapons, you need to upgrade 2 weapons, because there are 2 weapons. Exception to this rule, just a sec, boom, an exception to this rule is weapons like the claws, or the bloodhound claws. If you dual grip them, you pull out another claw, and that means that you just attack with R1, with R2 you block, well, as much as you can block with these things, because the guard boost is very low, and you only have to upgrade the 1 pair. You don't have to upgrade 2 pairs of these thingies. Okay. Now, what did Mr. Boom ask? Boom, I'm gonna tell you, man. If you're a new player, the meme for 1 sword and shield still stands 13 years later. When you're using 2 blades, or a 2-handed blade, or axe, or hammer, whatever, you don't have many defensive capabilities except for dodging. If you're using a huge ass sword or a huge ass hammer, you have some block boost, you can still block. If you're using 2 blades like this, I have no block whatsoever, I have 0 block. So if you want to play it more safely and want to get more leeway out of your mistakes, use a shield. Get your ass a good shield, not the starting wooden broken plank malaria ridden one. Get a good shield and use that shield with 1 weapon. Now, important, multiplayer. I'm gonna go here right before Margaret. Mango, 2-handing a spear is viable, but you lose the benefit of using a spear basically, because you're gonna use a spear to be able to turtle behind the shield. So if you dual grip the spear, you have pretty much a weapon with huge range, a small hitbox, and you don't have defensive capabilities. Yeah, Otto, that used to be a case in Demon Souls. You couldn't carry too many items. You couldn't even carry them on your backpack. Now, for multiplayer, I have never been invaded in this game. Zans, I'm very close to the end, I'm clearing them up. I've done all the optional stuff, pretty much. Yeah, multiplayer and summoning, right now. First, as I said, I've never been invaded in this game. And initially, I thought that was because I started very early and I was very high level from the get-go because I played my ass off. Like, all I do for the past 12 games is play Elden Ring. But, it's not it. What do you mean power weapons, Zans? Elaborate please as I'm explaining. The criteria for getting invaded works like Bloodborne. You will get invaded, well, with a few exceptions, only if you have summoned another person. So when you ask for help by summoning a person, you open yourself up to invasion. If you play alone, as I have been because I enjoy the atmosphere and want to hone my skills, you will never get invaded unless you're in very specific locations. Excellent question, Zans, and I'm just gonna answer it. So, after I explain the co-op. So, let's say that you're in this tunnel, okay? First order of business, you go into system, and you go into network. I play with Oz, for example, my friend who is from the Americas. I have matchmaking, crossplay on perform. I can restrict it, but I have it open. Send summon signs to worlds that have adversaries in them, that's invaders. Allow voice chat. For whatever reason, we always talk with the chat like so, but sometimes you want to talk to random people. I make it a habit of displaying the character name and not the PSN ID because I don't want to grief anyone. And when I launch, I want to be online. Okay, this is the first step. The second and very important step is to go into multiplayer, hit triangle, and go into this menu. Triangle or Y on the Xbox, or the use button on PC, I suppose. Here you have two categories. There's the multiplayer password. If I put something in here, okay, whatever, only players who have the zoo password will ever see my sign or be summonable by me. So this makes me unsummonable by people who I don't intend to play with, and makes it easier for my friends to find me because they're the only ones who will actually see my sign and be able to interact with it. Okay, so keep it blank if you want to play with random people. Put the same password, the exact same password with your peeps if you want to play with them. Now for the group password is kind of strange and a bit different. You will see more often the summon signs, messages, bloodstains, and so on and so forth of the people you are in the same groups as. Okay, so I have FiOth in one, and I suggest you do the same so you'll be able to see our messages, and it will be a very nice community practice. I have FiOth in one, and I have 2022 in the other. I'm basically member of the group of people that have either one of these group passwords here. This does not restrict me from matchmaking or seeing signs or my sign being seen. It just increases the probability. If there wasn't a probability factor and you use a four-calling finger in this corridor here, you'd see a trillion summoning signs. It's an encryption key. Exactly. Exactly. Grim. So I don't have a password now. This is a pretty early game area. I'm gonna leave my sign down and we're gonna see what happens. I'm just gonna leave it for a couple of minutes. Now, we're almost 20 people, guys. Thank you very much for attending. If you don't mind, throw a like in there. It really helps the stream and I appreciate it. Thank you very much, guys. Okay, now, we had a question earlier about how do you use the special attacks of a weapon. Okay, you hold L2 to prepare. Some of these special attacks don't have a prepare. When you're leaving your sign down, you're using this, the tarnished furled finger. I suggest you go into the first tab of your items and read the description of all the multiplayer items, guys. This creates a summoning sign for you. Okay, that allows you to be invited in someone else's world. This sends your summoning sign to the summoning pools. Zans, just a sec, man. We have to keep it structured. It's 1,000 things in here. We're gonna get lost. This will send your summon signs to the summoning pools. In areas such as this, there is this statue. Okay, if I activate it, well, I have already activated it because I've been here 1,000 years ago. If I activate it, this segment of the game world is now open to my game as a matchmaking hub. If I send out my sign, like that, every person that is logged in the server can summon me. Okay, my sign will appear in various locations and they can summon me. Okay, so for each one of the summoning items, you have to go into your inventory first tab, all the way down and read them. The three most important are this. The four-calling finger is a consumable. You consume it, and when you consume it, you will see the summoning signs of other people appear in your world, so you can summon them. The tarnished furled finger leaves your sign down on the spot so other people can summon you. The small golden effigy will send your summon sign on the server to be summonable. The rest are PvP oriented. You don't have to worry about them if you're starting right now. What you want to know is that if you summon people, or if you are summoned in someone else's world, there is a high chance that you will be invaded. Okay, so here no one invited us, and it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm level 130 and this is the first area of the game. If I go to a later area of the game, let's say for example the Queen's Bedchamber, no, you need the consumable in order for you to see their summoning signs and summon them. If you want to jump into another world and help, you just leave your summoning sign down and they will invite you. Okay, so here we're in Leyndell, activating this summoning pool. I'm leaving down my sign. As you can see here, I do not have a password, and let's see what happens. Now, when it comes to using the special abilities of weapons that our friend Zanz wrote, L2 for preparation or L2 for weapons that don't require preparation, they will fire the art right away. The priority is what you have to be aware of, because now I have 2 Uchi, my left Uchi also has an art, okay? If I double grip my right hand Uchi by holding use and R1 and I use the power attack, I get ready for the unsheath, okay? If I double grip my left hand by holding use and L1, I am using this buff, okay? I double wield again, dual wield, and I have the buff on my left hand. But if I have on my left hand a weapon like the parrying dagger that has the parry skill, that you can see down there, skill parry above my face, and I have it out, I do not prepare for my unsheath anymore. I have parry. Parry is high priority, is higher priority than whatever I have on my right hand weapon. So if you want a parrying tool on your left weapon and you do not want to overtake your right weapon art, what you have to do is double grip the right weapon when you want to use the weapon art, and then when you want to use the parry, you dual wield again and your parry takes priority. Parry is very high on the priority list, and that's to be expected because in the heat of combat you don't want to be changing weapons. Ah, yeah, Oz answers boom, okay. You don't have the luxury of changing weapons when a sword is coming on your head, towards your head. So, parry is highest priority. Parry will always overtake the active skills of your other weapons. You got all that, Zanz, my man? Did I answer your question? So, we're not getting any action here either. I suppose I'm very high level for this area as well. Let's go to something a bit later on. By the way, what I'm showing you here is the underground map. And the game is huge. Okay? So this is a pretty late game boss. Parry is one of the trickiest mechanics, Boom. I'm not a parry master by any means myself, so don't feel bad about that. I'm gonna leave my sign here. This is pretty late game. Let's see if anyone's gonna grab us, if anyone is trying to clear this boss and is gonna grab us. Also, messages, guys. Okay, messages can be misleading. It's just people living in there. Oh, here we go. We're being summoned to another world. I should have been using a very specific physique here, a very specific wondrous physique. I just went in naked. We'll see how it goes. The host of figures Fiona is here. Let's have some etiquette. Etiquette is very important in these games, guys. Don't be an asshole. These are games made for intelligent people, by intelligent people. We have to behave like human beings. Okay, let's try to help here. We don't need this now. As you can see, his health pool is huge. We'll have to bleed him. I have the aggro. Fiona can attack. That was a bad roll. Now she has the aggro. Now have the aggro again. Another bad roll. That wasn't as bad. Now, as you can see, he telegraphs the move very slowly, and that makes me roll because I'm not concentrating now, and I get hit. Now, this boss, for example, adds that debuff on both of us, and it will be pretty deadly and hard to avoid when the time comes for him to capitalize on it. Now the host is dead and the session has ended. I just wanted to show you how the summoning process works. These bosses, especially the late game ones, you don't want to get summoned in these fights at this point, I'm gonna say. People haven't learned how to fight the bosses yet. They will summon you, they will die after 20 seconds, and they will just be looking at the screen. Okay, I'm high level right now. I'm only eligible for fighting these scenarios here because the rest of the scenarios I'm over leveled for. Yeah, co-op at this point of the game for me is a no-go. That's why I always suggest you never go above 140, guys. At 140, your character already has an identity. They are a class, quote-unquote, that you have crafted. They're not everything. They're not a mage, barbarian, thief, everything. So you have your identity, you have your setup, you have your restrictions that are always important as well, and the rest of the runes that you will be getting, you can allocate to materials, buying stuff, and experimenting with the world. Hey Georgie, I am a Greek. I am a Greek guy. Hello, man. Of course, Georgie, let's go, man. Just in English because this is multinational and the people will have to understand as well. Go ahead. State the question, mate. Okay, boom. Have I answered your questions, man? Did co-op become more understandable now? This is the best game you can buy at this moment in time, man. In this moment in time. They could probably not have made a better game than this. For the first 80 hours of my playthrough, I was just like this. My jaw was hanging because of the quality. and for the remainder 35 hours that I've been playing, that things became like a tad more predictable. I've seen most of the stuff. I'm still amazed by how much detail they put into every world they crafted. The game is excellent. It could not have been much better than what it is. I will also write a review for Joystick GR if you want to read it in Greek, my man. I'm preparing it as we're speaking. Boom, that's a non-issue in this specific game, and the reason for that being, you can go and do something else. You know what I mean? You can go, do something else, and come back when you're stronger. In previous games, you were locked behind those, let's say, XP gaining walls, because you would be in a dungeon, you would not be getting enough runes or souls, as they were told, named in these games, and you would not be able to level up enough to tackle the boss. Sekiro was the toughest of them all, because in Sekiro there was a very specific wall that you would hit. There would be nothing in the world to use to upgrade yourself. It didn't have the leveling systems that we see here. It was like, get good or you're stuck here forever, and it didn't have any co-op. It was strictly solo, and it was hard as nails. Amazing experience. If you can manage Elden Ring, I would suggest Sekiro afterwards. Drizzt, welcome. First and foremost, you're new to the stream. Nothing Bethesda can ever make will match what From Software is making, man. And that's not because I'm a dogmatic, but Bethesda lost its way a long time ago. Let's say in 2008. Georgie, if Returnal was a lot, and Returnal doesn't really have the complexity of mechanics here, you're gonna hit some learning walls, but you can do it, man. As a very nice content creator said in one of his recent vids, Iron Pineapple, he's excellent for Souls-likes and a very funny guy. No matter your mechanical skill, you can beat these games. In the Soulsborne genre, the toughest stuff, the hardest stuff is optional. Okay, the path from start to finish is much more manageable than people think. Grim, practice makes perfect, man. Sub, come on, man, I'm telling you. Go plunder a village like the Viking you are and get this game. The game is a masterpiece, man. You're gonna love it. Like, I'd say it's superior to The Witcher 3 in many ways. It is surely superior when it comes to combat. Like, it's 1,000 times more precise and complex. What are you waiting for? By the way, screw Skyrim, man. Morrowind is the way to go. And you're an old geezer, you should know that. Yeah, boom. Crafting. Now, for crafting, as I said, there are categories to crafting, like consumables, throwing, perfume, and arrows. You get cookbooks, you just collect them in the world, and each one contains a recipe. I'm gonna hit square on this and it says it adds sweet resin, it adds warming stone. Okay, that's in our crafting now. Let's find the warming stone, for example. There it is. You don't have to do anything. You keep collecting your consumables, and when you need to use something, you come in here and craft it. One thing that you will need, for example, is preserving boluses, because they cure and stop rot, and rot can kill you really fast. You come in here, hit your button, you crafted a consumable. One thing that you have to remember is that when it comes to pots, every one of the crafted items will fill up one of your pots. Okay, the pots you buy from sellers or you find on the world, and they will fill with a consumable, and then you can use it. Drizzt, I totally agree with you. Thanks for the positivity. Sabi, come on, man. You have to get it. Quality-wise, George, it's worth the money if you don't have the patience to get good. Play something that is more welcoming, man. Play something that is more manageable. If you're getting disheartened or if life throws a lot at you and you have to deal with work or you have to deal with personal issues and you don't have the time to invest, that's totally respectable. Like, not everyone's having my lifestyle while I make vids for a living, you know? It's understandable if you cannot spare the time. But I can tell you, this game will be played for 10 years to come. Like, DLC will come out, updates will come out, PvP clubs will be created, the meta will be stabilized, people will be talking about it, people will be playing it, and if you're one of the people that came in early, you will be able to enjoy the whole journey. And for me, that's what these games are about. You understand how it works early on in its lifespan, you can enjoy it for the long run. Other questions? I see 18 people and 15 likes. Guys, come on, throw us a like. Boom, you are a freaking genius, man. I'm gonna show you the solution to this immediately. Now, with the down button, you are swapping between your quick slots. Okay, but even if you are on the second slot, if you hold down, you always return to your flask of tears. So even if you have all the slots filled and you are in the third slot, you don't have to go through 7 items. You hold down for a second, it takes you to your healing pot, and you're good to go. Ives, my man, hello! I hope you can take something away from this. George, there are a few bugs, but they are not of huge consequence. The worst offender right now is that arcane weapons don't scale, but they're gonna fix it, man. As for performance, it runs okay, around 40 to 50 frames. It is smooth. If you download the PS4 client, you get slightly worse graphics on the PS5, of course, but you get a stable 60 FPS. The problem is that the save from the PS5 does not work on the client from the PS4. I wouldn't really mess with that yet, so I went PS5. If you have the PS4 game, you can consider using the PS4 client on the PS5. It's gonna work excellently. Boom, that's a game changer right there. Hope you found it useful, man. So I'm here on my heal, I click down once to go to my summon, then I wanna heal, hold down, here I am. Okay? We're not getting summoned in Leyndell, man, like, shit. Let's activate this and try to be summoned on the server. George, I have the game on disc and I also have the game digitally because I got it for the review. Boom, are you using the PS4 client or the PS5 client? Ives, blood is good because it gives laceration. You can bleed them. Bleeding them is insane. And if you have the stats required to scale well, you get a shitload of damage. Cold is very powerful as well. Something that people don't understand and almost never use. Cold, guys, frost damage is crazy good. Grim action games in general, 3D action games, are never to be played with a keyboard and mouse. Never, ever, ever, ever. Always a controller. Okay. George, what do you mean? To type in the stream from your PlayStation 5? If that's the question, it cannot be done. YouTube on the PlayStation 5 is just for watching, not for interacting. Yeah, I know. Sadly, there's nothing to be done, man. It's very restrictive. It's very restrictive. Thank you for the likes, guys. Thank you for doing me the favor. Appreciate you very much. Now, any other questions? Anything else? Dude, I'm 130 and cannot find anyone to play with. The only people who can summon me are the guys who have been using those rune exploits. I'm using an 120 Hz TV as well, boom. Well, this game does not go above 60, so it doesn't really matter. But for the Xbox crew, the PC is pooped at the moment because performance is bad. People using the Xbox Series X, if you have TVs that support VRR, variable refresh rate, if you activate VRR, it is buttery smooth, guys. It's perfect. Give it a go. You'll love me even more. Yeah, George, these clients, man, are just for sitting back on your couch and watching. I know what you mean, man. I know what you mean. So, I think we covered the bulk of what people wanted to know. This stream will go on as follows. We still have a lot of time. Dude, I've been talking non-stop for 1 hour and 15 minutes. Give me some love! It's hybrid sub. It's always been. Boom, I know, man, but performance comes first, dude. Oh, I'm being summoned. Amazing! Let's help a fellow human being. Let's go. Where will the road take us? Me wonders. Oh, Lendel. Okay. I am summoned now as a helper. I am not summoned to save someone from an invader. So we can just go in and help this guy clear his dungeon. George, I did 5 minutes before you entered the stream. If you go backwards on the stream, you will find all the information. Hello, my good sir. What the hell? First time this drops for me. I have the simple horn. Sometimes I hate you, but then I remember how much I love you and then I stop hating you. This page was dead on arrival. Okay, our other helper died because he went Rambo. It's fine. Let's help Mr. Mythic Gecko. Mythic Gecko, don't jump, bruh. Please. I can't see what the game's trying to tell me because I have my face there. You see our guy here? He's holding a 100% physical damage negation shield. He's holding his Uzi. He means business. Now you see the message, someone in the blah 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 group did something. Someone is using our passwords and just did something, and that shows for the entire group. And you see the chicken leg below my status? That chicken leg means that I have increased item drop rate because someone in the group did something in their world, which is fantastic. Where's my guy? Oh, there you are, my majestic horned beast. The IRS got to that guy. He's a husk now. I'm actually surprised this guy knew this. Boom, bitch! Also, when you perform criticals, either retaliations from a parry or a backstab, those animations, you're always invulnerable. You are also invulnerable when you mount your horse and the moment you dismount your horse. You can even abuse it in boss fights, guys. Just letting you know. And now Booker invaded my chat. Hey, Books. How are you, my lovely friend? Do you need help? And now my host is dead. He dumped in the lake of middle fingers and he got pooped. Better idea to always enter from an area where you have a vantage point. Books, what do you need, my man?
Some company for you?
Oh, excellent, excellent. I've been talking non-stop, like my mouth is like a sleeper. Also, guys, something important that I forgot to mention. Sometimes you will be hitting enemies that either have a shield or are hard with exoskeletons or made of stone, and your weapon will clank off. Like so. Okay. If you dual grip a weapon, well, it doesn't show on the wall, but if you dual grip a weapon with two hands, the attack always performs the animation. Even if it's blocked, it will cause stagger damage and eventually will break through the defenses if you continue attacking. Hey Gwit, welcome man. Saying that the game is better than Bloodborne is a tall order, but man, it's excellent. You should really get it. If you love Bloodborne, you're gonna love this. You're gonna love this. Yeah, but I'm trying to help, Boom. I like how the guy's wearing the horns, like he's a horny boy. Turn them into salami. Hello to all the people watching but not talking. We love you as well. Don't be shy. Come say hi and throw us a like if you will. We're all very nice people here. Now you see this guy knows his stuff. He's using his jump attacks to stagger. He's using his whole arsenal, but he's just a bit greedy and he jumped again at the very room where he died. I guess it's important for him to go fast. Now I broke his stance, he's open to a counter, and this counter hurts a lot. Oh shit. Those pages in Lay and Dell, they're no joke, guys. Careful of their crossbows. You can also find their crossbow, it's called the pulley crossbow. I'm playing with katana, my lovely mango. And I can tell you they are deadly. And I'm gonna ruin this guy's day. Down he goes. Now here's a prime example of a trap. We have this guy here, so we have to break stealth to fight him, and the knight is aware of our presence all of a sudden. Drizzt Moonveil is probably the best katana alongside Melena's, but that's very late game. But because the Rivers of Blood look so much cooler, people think that Rivers of Blood is the best katana. It's not! I can appreciate the pointy stick as much as the next guy, man. Also, guys, when playing in co-op, the host is your top priority if you're cooperating with them. You might want to check the stage, you might want to run around, explore, and who knows what. Oh, Genova just invaded us. So I have to protect my peep here. And if he's smart, he's gonna be in a safe place. Don't get cornered here, my man. Let's go here, where we'll have open lines of sight, and we can fight them. I guess he likes suffering. Whoa, double whammy. A Knight's Greatsword. Dude, don't go there, you're gonna trigger the mini-boss, come on. There's the invader. I am pretty sure he has the Moonveil. I'm pretty sure he wanted to use the Moonveil on my host. That's not gonna happen, not on my watch. Let's save this little clip. I've only died once to an invasion, and the guy was pretty buff. I underestimated him. Most people invaded just think they're gonna use the weapon art to kill everyone, and then someone who knows what they're doing is around and they just surprises them and they go down like a sack of potatoes. Where are you, my host? So I take this guy out of the equation from the get-go. And now I have to deal with only 3. I'm stupid. Reorient. Now, I suppose you saw that what just happened. I was physically where the attack hit, but I did not get any damage. That's because I was in my invulnerability frames. The initial frames of every attack, if you roll, your initial frames of rolling, you don't take damage even if you're physically there. Also, if you attack when the enemy is mid-animation of rolling or attacking, you damage them for more. If you get hit whilst you're doing any other action, you get damaged for more. So panic spamming rolls attacks, evades, and so on and so forth. It's not a good idea. You need precision, and precision takes practice, okay? There's the Mythic Gecko. Let's keep him safe. He's precious. He has his horn. Greenpeace needs us. Okay, now this is a mini-boss. I don't know if the guy knows that this is a mini-boss. We'll try to tackle it. You cannot backstab him. I told you. We broke his stance. My guy didn't want to capitalize on that. But we got it. And that's a pretty tough cookie to crack if you're solo, but much more manageable if you're with two people because you can just kite him. Now I want to bring him here so he opens his shortcut. Yeah, Grim, this game teaches you by screwing you. That includes traps as well. I made a vid about descending the Divine Tower of Caelid, and it is deceptive how you have to jump at certain points, man. But it's all good. You die a few times, you swear, you wish the developers bad things, and then you chill and you're fine and you love them again because they made this masterpiece. Come on, my illustrious host, let's go. I have to give it to the guy, though. His fashion is strong. Come on, zombie. Oh my god, I have a tad of lag, and because of that, I don't know when I'm actually gonna get screwed. Not everything can be Bloodborne, man. Okay, my host didn't want to follow, so I'm gonna call the elevator and I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna follow them. Probably upstairs. Where is he? Oh, he's down there? Okay. On the compass, you can see where they are approximately. Not with great precision, but you can locate them. Also, guys, what Nightbot says, it's very wise. Wise beyond his years. You should listen to it. Oh, here's my guy. He changed his weapon as well. Now he's using a twin blade. Skeletons. If you are in a dungeon with skeletons and they keep coming back up, wait until they start to regenerate, hit them once more, they will die. If you're in a dungeon where a necromancer resides, he will keep raising the skeletons forever until you kill them. The necromancer has to go first. I didn't backstab there, I have no idea what happened, but it's okay. Hello there, Mr. Host. He's better than the average player, though, I'll give him that. Move, human. So we have a mini boss here. He seems to wanna fight it. Let's try to help him. Oh, what the hell? Those gigantic bosses can sometimes be a bit of a pain in the ass because you can't really see what the hell is happening and dodging becomes an issue. Now Brando invaded us. Good thing we killed it so we can be ready for the invader. Boom, I saw you posted and I got zapped. Hello, Mr. Ives. In these games, the world has fallen into a state of mental decay. Pretty much everyone you find in this world is corrupted. So their first order of business is either to defend their territory or kill you to plunder you. Now my guy is invaded and what he's doing here is not very smart because he keeps pushing forward and we're gonna get ganked. What he doesn't understand probably is that I have half of his healing items. We got a hunter here. This guy was automatically summoned because he's a hunter like me. He's in the Covenant and we are we have prioritized getting summoned by other people when they're in danger by invaders to help them. So it's a 3v1. I usually want to duel the invaders. I don't like ganking on them. Seems kind of stupid for 3 people to try to hit one. But you don't have to be these guys. Like if someone's coming into your game and they try to ruin your run, it's an invasion and everything goes. If the invader seems to be like, you know, he wants to play fair, you can duel them. Right now we have no idea where he is and my guy has to climb. If the invader is smart, he's gonna smack him in the head with something big. Thank you, Ives, my man. Love you very much. Booker, what's wrong? Which one? Have fun, motherfucker. She's great. She's a nightmare. Did you watch my guide? Okay, here's the invader. Brando. Hello, Brando. He's waving. He seems like a normal human being. He has a higher ground like Mr. Obi-Wan Kenobi there. I'm not sure I want to try to approach him that way. Why am I not climbing? No, bro, I'm trying to get to you. Chill. Yeah, like, I'm not gonna blame him. It's a 3v1. He doesn't know if everyone will be as polite. He probably thinks he's gonna get ganked. He's probably gonna get ganked. So I don't want to be the first to go in. Yeah. Let's just protect the host. Some fries, Stavros! What's up? Okay. That was a very bad idea, Brando. GG's, man, but you should have played smart even if it meant you playing like an asshole. Brando did us a favor because defeating him means we got flasks back. So I have a flask for my FP now. Brando, if you're watching, you're awesome. When you're attacking, also make a conscious effort to follow your animations. Like if I start animating, I can delay it a bit and follow up with a second. If I break my form and stop my movement, reinitiating an attack takes much longer. We're talking fractions of a second, but in combat that makes a difference. So know when to keep comboing and know when to stop. That comes with experience. Okay, guys? Thank you for all the likes, people. Appreciate you. You're awesome. Have you been enjoying the guides, by the way? Made a ton of those. Let's clear the path here. Boom, bro. This channel was created to help people even before I was monetized. I loved how people would say like, oh man, you saved me, because I've been in some pretty bad lines of work and I always wanted to come home and chill. And sometimes you hit a wall in your game and you can't really enjoy it, bruh. The trumpeter, bruh. So knowing that I was able to make someone's night after a hard day of work and assist them in enjoying the rest of the days is the biggest reward, man. Like I had to turn off on all the monetization and stuff because I have to make a living. That's my job at this point, pretty much. Oh my god, Gecko is dead. Gecko, you pulled everything, bro. Why, Gecko? You did so well up to this point. Why did you go Leroy Jenkins, man?
Me.
Anyway. Let's try this again. Yeah, I wish I could live off of with goodwill, boom, but yeah, gotta make a living as well, bro. Thank you for the feedback, though. You're awesome, man. Thank you for all the support. Thank you, Grim. Thank you. You're freaking awesome, Grim. I know you're always there, watching from the shadows. Living in the shadows. Living in the shadows. Yeah, he pulled the Leroy Jenkins and they pretty much pulled his guts out. You cannot go Rambo into this game, guys. And sometimes I get comments on my vids and they're like, well, now I'm level 80 and I still feel like I can die to enemies in the first area. Man, you can always die to people in the first area. Okay? It's not Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry is this shit, by the way. I love it. The whole series, except for 2. You can never go free balling in this game. You always have to calculate the risk and execute perfectly. And because this is an open world game, it gives you more tools than ever before to exploit and cheese the shit out of the world. Is that more like your thing? No one's gonna tell you that you didn't do it the legit game. Never pay attention to those suckers, guys. Make progress, pushing those barriers, breaking the barriers, making progress from area A to area B. That's what will keep you going. You feel like you're overcoming difficulty. You feel like your effort is playing off. That's what Miyazaki is trying to do with his games. Overcoming adversity just like in real life, is a reward in itself. It's punishing, but it's fair, and you can do it. I wanted to help Mr. Mythic Gecko get his area done here, but he shut the bed. I'm gonna leave my normal summon sign here, and whoever grabs me first, I'll help. I could do some invasions, but I don't want to look like an asshole. Oh, Gecko. That was Gecko's projection. I don't know if you caught it there for a sec, like a ghost. But no one is dressed like that except for him, I suppose. He's still running around. Maybe he'll grab us. Let's switch weapons for a spell. This is the iconic Moonlight Greatsword, the Darkmoon Greatsword in Elden Ring. This weapon has been in pretty much every From Software game. I think it was not in Armored Core, the one with the mecha, but it is in King's Field, Demon Souls, Otogi, Dark Souls, and now in Elden Ring. Someone grab me! We're having such a good time with Gecko, man. Too bad he died. By the way, guys, the final optional boss in this game that Booker is fighting right now is the toughest boss in gaming history. It's a nightmare if you try to do it solo. Boom, it can work like that, but you will hit a wall when it comes to materials, because Limgrave also gives you up to a specific tier. Okay, you can get to Caelid, but that also has a ceiling. What I can tell you is that the entirety of the required stuff to do in order to complete the main story arc, you can do power leveling in the first area. You can get to level 90 and then go and just steamroll the bosses if you know the basics. How to block, how to dodge a couple of attacks, how to manage stamina. If you're gonna go after Mog, after Millennia, some of the dragons, whatever your level might be, man, if you don't know how to play, they're gonna kick your ass. Like, I don't think that 99% of the players playing this game will ever be able to solo Millennia. Millennia is a nightmare. And because it was the poster girl for the game, as I said in my guide for beating her, I made a guide today for beating her, Miyazaki got a lot of flack for Yorm the Giant in Dark Souls 3. Everybody was saying like, Yorm was the poster boy and he was a pushover and you could defeat him with an unupgraded sword and all that stuff, because it's a very scripted, story-related fight. So they took the poster girl for Elden Ring and made her the toughest boss they could. She has lifesteal, she's very fast, 2 phases, lots of health, extremely high damage, can one-shot you with 2 of her skills, has a grab that can one-shot you. It's a nightmare. Boom, what level are you now, man? What level and what is your upgrade level for your main weapon? Give me those 2 clues and I'll tell you if you're doing something extremely wrong. Also, guys in the chat, thank you very much for coming. Throw us a like and say hi. We're all very friendly. We can talk, get acquainted, have a good time. Dude, no one is summoning me. I feel so lonely. Lonely. Ah, Mr. Lonely. Books, do you want me to come and help you with Millennia?
I got her every time in P2, yeah, no, she fucked
Okay, I'm gonna help Booker destroy that boss. Very, very challenging. So we're gonna do some summoning with a password now. Okay? Also, bosses that are made of flesh and bone in this game, no matter what their name is, bleed eviscerates them, guys. Bleed is the mightiest type of damage in the game at this point. I don't know if they will patch it. Okay, usual password, my books. You're trying to do it with a mimic? The mimic for a spellcaster is not working well in this. If you watch the video, I have Tish, the assassin. Very good if you're a mage, because I'm putting it down. Very nimble, doesn't take much damage, can deal adequate damage, and overall very good summon for this fight if you're a mage. If you're a melee kind of player, you can always use the mimic, man. I look so tired, man. I look anemic. Do you feel the requirements for all that stuff, Boom? Like all the strength, the endurance? Are you fine on all that? Because Margaret, with a good shield and knowledge of the fundamentals, you can kick his ass pretty easily, man. Books is at the top of the stairs after the grace. Not in front of the door. It's 20 meters from the grace.
Okay.
Now Mr. Booker is summoning me, okay, because we have the same password. And we'll try to tackle this very late game boss. And we'll make it. Okay, how is your scaling on it though, Boom? This is Mr. Booker, he's a caster. Yeah, send some screenshots on Discord. Also, Boom, you've been supporting the channel, man. If you need help, I'll join you. I'll give you some pointers live. That goes for everyone who needs help, guys. Go to our Discord, join our Discord, and drop me a message. Okay, let me pull aggro. Let me pull aggro. Okay, blast her. Now this boss doesn't have much poise. That means that you can interrupt her attacks if you play smart. But now we're playing co-op and she has a lot of health. I have to push the attack to proc bleed. But that's dangerous always because she can eat me alive. Now she's staggered. Now she'll probably kill me. Yeah. Now this attack, she one-shots you unless you do one of the following. Tank most of it with a really big ass shield. Or run backwards and dodge only the last attack. As you saw there, my character is pretty robust. She just destroyed me. Not much you can do about it. Like, if you're not super focused, to start running as soon as she jumps in the air, she's gonna kill you. If you're the summoned player and the host is in there and gets targeted, 99% of the time she's gonna kill your host. And the game will be over. Books, I wish you the best. I'm throwing this sign down again. No, this is not the last boss, Boom. This boss is optional. And thank the greater will, because most people will never beat her, man. She'll be a legend in these games. Like, Malenia will be a legend in Soulsborne. for months to come. Kicking ass and taking names. And she really isn't cheap, man. Like, it's very technical. She's not a giant that attacks you from across the room. Really appreciate the boss design on this one. See how she's just gouging me and she's not attacking? Blast your books. We did some good damage there. I survived barely because I started running soon enough. Barely. Now she's just focusing Booker really hard. Coming box. I'm gonna go for the crit because I don't have time to damage her too much. Now if she had grabbed me, I'd be dead. She deals an insane amount of damage with that grab. Careful, books. Yeah, I tried to dodge, no way. She initially targeted Books, and then when Books was out of range, she turned to me and turned me into salami. This is pretty challenging, guys, I'm not gonna lie. Even if you're 2 people, even if you're 3 people, because the health scales, and I cannot go in with reckless abandon and just slice and dice here. We both have to perform. Booker's spell of choice is very good, because it has a lot of poise damage dialed into it. She will take a lot of poise damage, she's more likely to get staggered, but then we have to capitalize on the stagger. And if we're not anticipating the stagger, we will not be able to damage her enough. We have to bleed here to cause consistent damage, and that's a tall order. The fight is pretty hard, but we'll keep going at it. Like, it's a good show for people watching. Like, it's pretty much the hardest thing in this game, so... Books, what level are you?
136.
Are you gonna keep going with the levels?
No, we'll stop at 140, like you said.
That's a good idea, guys. Cap your character around 120 to 140 and just go buy materials, go buy all the armors, go buy all the weapons, experiment. If the meta shifts to 150, it was 150 Dark Souls 2. That's gonna be a different story, we can level a bit more. But in order for people to be able to find other people to play with in a couple of months, we have to stop somewhere. Hey Sabi, thank you for watching, man. Hope you found some useful info here. Love you very much. Talk to you soon. Compared to Millennia, everything was easy, man. We have to press the attack in order to cause some stagger. I think she's close to getting staggered now. Yeah, here we go. I'll try to bleed her. We're close to bleeding here, that's pretty much a given. She's going for waterfowl, and that's it. Instead of oh my god, run! If you need any consumables to summon me, just let me know in advance so I can throw you some. Shit. Grim, you mean you respect or started a new tune? Because you never really have to start a new tune unless you want to play on the lower levels. Like, I'm thinking New Game Plus, I'm just gonna change my character completely into another character. On the look side, I'm gonna respec and play a totally different game. But I won't have to get all the cookbooks and all that stuff. I'll have my economy and a slightly harder game. It's gonna be a lot harder, not just slightly. Books, we can do this! Like, the only thing we have to be careful about is waterfowl, man. Like, if we can avoid waterfowl, we'll be fine.
No. In phase 2, there's not a thing.
Yeah, the meteor is also a problem, but much more predictable than waterfowl.
It's more easy to dodge, yeah, but still. 1 second sleep.
Okay, my man. She went for the grab. Good thing she didn't grab it. This flourish combo that she does. Ah, god damn it. I got away. Good damage now, Books. Very good damage, man. Keep spamming. Okay, we saved my ass there. I'm gonna heal once. Run. Dodge. That's it. That's what you do. You cannot dodge it all if you don't dodge perfectly, but you survived. So we're good. Whoa. She turned me into bacon, man. I have to move my camera because I don't see her health. I don't know what's happening.
You know that with that spell I'm using, White Hat was a joke.
Man, a Rykard, you get the God-slaying spear and you just go ham on him. You don't have to do anything. The God-slaying spear, it's a gimmick weapon for that specific fight and it decimates him, man. Did you try to see the effects with the storm that it produces there? It's amazing. Das Hein is down, my books.
Yeah, I staggered him all the time. After 3 spells, he fell down. One big slap on the game.
The best idea when we get her down is to go in with melee to bleed her. Not do one crit. But she is staggered for a very small window of opportunity. Guys, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here. I suppose some of you are new faces from the guides I've been making. Throw us a like if you enjoy the show. Say hi, we're very friendly. No toxicity in here. Hope to have you on the streams again for a long time to come. Same place. Also, I am pretty sure you cannot stagger Malenia. If you parry her, she parries you back and neutralizes it, and you just have to go with calculated attacks.
Put a new one.
Bring it down. I was grabbed by the bookman. Just a sec before you start books. Gonna check something on the sale here. And we keep going. Let's go, my man. I'm gonna go a bit more aggressively. Draw the aggro with a spell. Oh, full moon is good because it decreases the magic resistance, so it's a good starter. No, I'm not surviving this, man. Like, even if I started running, my back was against the wall. How many of your attacks can you block, books, like with a full stamina bar?
2, 3, luck.
Well, if the guard breaks you, you're pooped, man. Eski! What's up, my Australian awesome man? Yes, Boom, I'm trying. Eski, how's the weather there, man? You had flooding, I've been reading, like bad flooding. Oh, good. Improvement. Hey ho, let's go. My character is hybrid, Eski. It's an arcane ranger. Oh my god, I'm shish kebab. Dude, she started pretty strong here. Okay, we deal some good damage. We were not... Run! Salam alaikum! Eski, my character is a hybrid arcane ranger. I have uploaded the build as well. So I'm using a lot of magic, but what I came to understand is that if you go more melee than casting for projectiles, better go with incantations, because they're buffs on your person, and that will make your melee prowess better, whilst sorcery is more about attacking the enemy directly with spells that deal a lot of damage. Yeah. Dude, if you do not anticipate waterfowl, you are screwed, man. You are screwed. Eski, it will run on a 1050. The idea is for the game to run on a 1050. The problem is optimization. Even if you have a 3080 Ti at this point, the game will not run well on PC. From traditionally based, pretty poor PC ports, Sekiro was fine, then Dark Souls 3 was fine, but those were the exception to the rule. Okay, good initiation, let's go. Good. Come on. The game kind of screwed me here with the input. No. Dude, come on! Okay, strategize. We have to go to the middle of the arena, man. Oh, you're running on a 5080, on the 580, man? What kind of CPU, Grim? Also, guys, today is State of Play. Did you see anything interesting in State of Play? Did anything happen that's of interest?
In 15 minutes.
I didn't start yet?
No.
Okay. Uh, 1080p, Grim? Okay, the 37. I have the 38. I have overclocked the shit out of it. I should have gone with liquid cooling, but I went with air. I could have pushed it a little further, I think. The CPU is solid, bruh. These games with open worlds are usually more CPU than GPU intensive, so... Cast. Go. Nice. Run to shield. Okay, run, 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 run! Next one is probably gonna stagger. Cast book? Yeah. Good. Run. I need to heal. Yeah. Phase 1! Okay, now I want you to dodge that first, no matter what, and stay away. Activate your physique if you have it, books. Oh, Grim, nice, man. So it pulls that much? Good stuff. It's going for you. Okay, my bro, just survive. We've got this. Cast, cast, cast again and again. Here. Run, run, run. I'll try to draw aggro. Oh man, I got fouled. I got fouled. I got fouled. Nah. She jumped low and I thought she was just gonna do an attack. Good luck, mate. Oh my god, bro! My god! I didn't have time to tell you to have. Oh shit! Ah shit! Dude! Yeah, this is bad. God damn it. Keep the physique for the second fight, books.
Yeah, okay.
Good luck, book! Dude. Very demanding fight. Boom! It's not. That's the issue. That's what's good about this fight. It's very, very well put together, man. People who, you know what? People in a little while will be doing this at level 1 with a club. Okay, perfect dodges, perfect counters. That's what's great about these games. If you know what you're doing, if you really know what you're doing, you can do some pretty insane stuff, bruh. She should go down. Cast, cast, cast. Good. No, 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 no. Yeah, Mango, people have been doing that in every Souls-like level 1 runs, the whole game, unupgraded weapons. But this boss, man, yeah, Grim, whatever gets the job done, man. Do you guys think I should like prepare software so we will be able to watch like state of play and stuff like that together? I can get it set up for the next big thing. Yeah, boom, it's pretty torturous, man. Like, Books, do you have any bleed on you? Like, are you using a Nuzi?
Yeah, I have Moonwheel.
Oh, you have Moonveil. Yeah, we have to bleed here, man. Like, if I go in and attack and grow aggro, you can either use Moonveil's art or go for a couple of slashes, just a couple, then get out of there. I'll draw the aggro again. Bleeding here is gonna deal the most damage.
Okay,
It's the demonstration that Sony puts up once every year and shows what they're gonna be making and stuff like that. It's in 10 minutes. Okay, cast initially. Full moon.
Full moon.
Yeah. Slice here. Now. Nah, she's gonna destroy me, bro. Oh! Go! How did I survive? Oh! 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 Dude, shit. Man, I can smell the bacon of your flesh. Oh my god, man. Shit. Rip and tear, Mango. Just rip. Rip and tear until it is done. Dude, this is freaking hard, man. This is freaking hard. Guys, it's very heartwarming. Every time I upload something about aliens, like for example today. Okay, nice, Boom. I'm here, bruh. Every time I upload something about aliens, like the parts today, it instantly gets like 1,000 views. And for a game that's as dry as Aliens and that small scale, I know that you're out there and awaiting the content. It's so heartwarming, man. You guys are fucking awesome. I love you all. Okay, I drew it. Books. I want you to be violent here. Prepare to slice and dice. Oh my god. She sliced and diced me. Don't do the horizontal, it doesn't have range. Books, do you have anything else to do, bruh?
Yeah.
Any other bosses, any other dungeons that we can do together? Because we've been turning into salami for the better part of half an hour now. I already had a crepe today, don't need any more salami. Yeah, Grim, that's absolutely true, man. What about Fallout 76, Mango? What are you trying to say? Books?
I don't know. After the next step should be the Iron Giant and the Fire Giant.
I can help you with the Fire Giant if you want. That fight is pretty bullshit, but it's easy.
Yeah, but I haven't unlocked the path to it.
Okay, let's try here once more. Putting it down. Hey, pirate! Where have you been lurking, man? How are ya? How's life treating ya? Thank you for the likes, people. You know, it helps the cause. Hey, ho! Let's go! Okay, full moon here, so she has reduced defenses, and let's moonveil the shit out of here. Oh my god, moon project again. Throw some aggro books! Oh yes, I saw that coming. Okay, good stuff so far. Watch out for the foul. Run. Nice, nice bleed. Run. Good, I need help here. Okay, that was a mistake, Millennia. I have to be full health all the time or she will salami me. Run! Oh no! Oh no, books! Okay, pirates, that's some life management right there that I can appreciate. Leave Booker alone! God damn it! Yeah, Oz, and then I'll have to go in for tumor surgery, man. Dude, you can be doing so well, and if you miss the waterfowl telegraphy once, you're pooped. You have to be aggressive, man. Like what we just did with books, with the bleed. Oz, have you watched my vid, man? Okay, go! Perfect so far. Oz, you're awesome. You're gonna do it, man. Foul! They're alive. Not the horizontal one, books. Doesn't have range. I almost got sliced twice in this run. Run! Three dodges! Yeah, but we need to bleed here. Yeah, bled. Let's go! Prepare. You came for me. The physique. No, we need to bleed here, man. Same strat. Careful! Oh man, come on. Books. I'm gonna buy you Pita Gyro if you make it, man.
No.
No, it's not happening. Thank you for all the likes, guys. Thank you for watching. If you're not writing anything, just say hi. We're very friendly. And thank you for all the views on the vids. Appreciate you very much. Excellent, Boom. Gonna take a look at them. You see those books? The bleed works much better, man. Give me a sec before you go in. I want to check something. Very good stuff. Okay. Shit! She's gonna go down soon, Books. We have to hammer her. Solemnized! I see the projections of all the players dying in here. Man, this must be the #1 area when it comes to casualties in this game. We're gonna get it done, but it's not gonna be too good for our spleens. Our collective spleens. Pirate, I know, man, but the thing is, we're using specific arms and specific builds. You can respect to go blood build, but don't really feel like doing that for one fight, you know? We have enough bleed, like he's using an Uchi as well, I'm using 2 Uchi. We can bleed here, but the retaliation is the problem, and we take a lot of damage. We're taking a lot of damage.
Can you put your sign again?
Yeah. Mango. Situations I've gone through in life, man. If I was the loser kind of guy, you wouldn't be seeing this stream now. I'd be at some shit job, living miserably and hating my guts. You have to persevere. That's all I'm gonna say. Even if it's games, go in there and fuck him up. No quarter. Another day, another fight. Start with a full moon so we debuff here, and then let's hit her. Go! Foul. Ah, shit. If you have a nervous breakdown, Grim, you won't be here to know about it. Only the people who love you will suffer. You will be lost inside your own head. Dude, even in co-op, like Books is a good player, okay? I have a lot of experience in these things. Even in co-op, this fight, it's kicking your ass, man. She's a beast, man. This attack is a bit much. This attack is a bit much. This attack is a bit much, and this attack is also on her weapon, like, that you get.
And you get your weapon.
Yeah. Ah, okay, this is getting a bit repetitive. We'll have to work on it, and I already recorded and uploaded my run of here, so you can see the strat there. I break down everything in slow motion, very, very detailed, guys. I think we can call it a night for today. My main focus of tonight's stream was to help you by doing the trainer, and we did that the first 1.5 hours of the stream. Hope you found this useful, guys. I will keep uploading guides for Elden Ring as long as I have material to work on. I've uploaded some guides about some pretty obscure little shits, like how do you grab that little thing that's hanging up there causing you OCD. So I still have work to put out. Sub, like, and share for more content like this for you who are not subbed already. And if you're subbed and appreciate the work and want to help, visit my Patreon and get a membership, guys. It helps tremendously making ends meet in these trying times. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, be well, stay frosty, and always strive for perfection, people. Cheers.